Welcome to our channel History Value of the Coin, where we explore the hidden stories, rare values, and fascinating history behind the world's most interesting coins. If you are passionate about coins, currency collecting, or simply love to discover how a small piece of metal can hold an incredible value, then you're in the right place. So make sure to subscribe and stay with us till the end, because today we're going to talk about one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in US history, the 1981 cent coin. Now let's dive into the history of this amazing coin. The 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been a symbol of American history since its introduction in 1909. It was first issued to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected leaders in American history. The design featured Lincoln's portrait on the front side, also known as the obverse, created by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the back side, or reverse, the original design showed 2 wheat ears and was known as the wheat cent. Later in 1959, this design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The 1981 cent coin comes from this Lincoln Memorial series. It was minted in 3 locations across the United States: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify the mint by looking at the small letter below the date on the coin. No mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia, a small d stands for Denver, and an S stands for San Francisco. Most of the 1981 cent coins were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. However, this composition changed just 2 years later in 1982, when the U.S. Mint started producing pennies made mostly of zinc because copper became too expensive. Now let's talk about the coin's appearance. On the front, it features the right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, with the words, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty, on the left side, and the year 1980 on the right. The reverse side displays the famous Lincoln Memorial, with the words, "United States of America," on the top, "E pluribus unum," just above the memorial, and 1 cent, written below. When we look at the value of this coin, the story becomes really interesting. The face value of the 1981 cent coin is obviously 1 cent, or 1 cent, but depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity, it can be worth far more. For example, a well-circulated 1980 penny may only be worth 1 cent, but an uncirculated one in mint state condition can sell for a few dollars. A 1980 penny from Denver or San Francisco with a strong strike and perfect luster might reach values up to $10 or more for collectors. However, some rare varieties and errors from this year can make the coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Coins with double die errors, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks are extremely valuable. For example, a 1980 penny with a double die obverse, where the words or date appear slightly doubled, has sold for over $500 in auctions. And an uncirculated 1980 Lincoln cent graded MS67 by PCGS or NGC can easily be valued between $200 and $1,000 depending on the buyer. What makes the 1981 cent coin even more special is that it represents the end of an era. It was one of the last full copper pennies before the metal composition changed in 1982. Because of this, many collectors prefer to keep 1980 and 1981 pennies as part of their collections. These coins are not just small pieces of metal, they are part of American history, showing the transition of the economy, inflation, and the evolution of coin-making technology. Now let's talk about how many 1981 cent coins were produced and how they circulated. In total, the U.S. Mint struck more than 14 billion 1-cent coins that year. Philadelphia produced around 7.4 billion, Denver minted about 5.1 billion, and San Francisco made a smaller number of proof coins for collectors. Despite the huge number, finding one in perfect condition today is not so easy because most of them have been used in everyday transactions for over 4 decades. Even though it's a common coin, the true value lies in the details. The mint condition, any special errors, and its historical importance. Many people today don't realize that the copper content alone of a 1980 penny is worth more than 1 cent in metal value. That's why collectors and investors often save these older pennies instead of spending them. So, if you ever come across a 1980 1-cent coin, take a close look. Check its mint mark, examine it under light for any doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. You might just be holding a coin worth far more than you think. Before we end, let's summarize. The 1980 1-cent coin is a Lincoln Memorial cent made mostly of copper, featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. It holds both historical and collectible value due to its composition and the end of the copper era. While most are only worth face value, rare uncirculated and era coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So keep your eyes open, check your old jars, and maybe even your grandparents' drawers. You never know, a small 1980 penny could make you a fortune. Thank you for watching Coin Treasure World. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you never miss our next upload where we'll reveal another hidden gem from the world of coins. Until next time, keep collecting and keep discovering the treasures of history.